What's going on, with all my hustlers and grinders and go-getters? The ones that wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, say, I'm gonna get this money. It's Matt and the JoJo, and we're back again with another one.
We are, and we have a guest today, and we love it when we have guests because we can ask them questions and it kind of changes things up a little bit. So if you're tuning in and you have website questions or SEO questions or any type of question, put it into chat and we'll do our best to answer it because we actually have somebody that's way more knowledgeable with websites and SEO than we are because we have Lewis. I didn't want to mess up your last name, but Vandervalk.
So we have Lewis in the building. Let's introduce him. Here we go. Let's get started. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing well. You crushed the name. You nailed it.
Oh, great.
Right on, right on. So who is Lewis?
Yeah.
For the people that don't know.
I love it. Yeah. No, looking forward to chatting with you guys. Been watching you guys for a while. Had you on my show. It's been fun to watch what you guys have built. And I know we were just chatting before we jumped in about, what you've built and the brand and whatnot. It's the consistency shines through. But who is Lewis? Grew up on a farm. Did construction all through high school. I didn't really have summer break. I was working on the farm or doing construction, saving up money to buy skis and mountain bikes and stuff like that. And then right out of high school, I went into full-time construction. So I did roofing, concrete, drywall, kind of you name it. I've done it in the construction world, a little bit of plumbing, installing pools, that sort of thing. So did that for 4 years out of high school. And then I said, I think, to have the family life that we'd like to have and build the life that I'd like to have, with my future wife, I need to do something a bit more. And I think I have the potential to. So I went and got a degree in mechanical engineering. Was the first in my family to go to university. I didn't really know what I was going to take. And my cousin had done software engineering. And he was like, well, you like math and fixing things. So, do mechanical engineering. I was like, all right, cool. So I had to take an extra calculus credit to get in. Went and did that. Graduated in 2019. So I was a mature student going through. Graduated in 2019. By that time, Melissa and I had gotten married. And our first son was born 3 months after I graduated. And I was like, there's no way I can be an employee. And at the time, we wanted to have 4 kids. We have 4 kids now. I was like, there's no way I can go to doctor's appointments and, games and all of this stuff and make this work if I've got, a full-time job. So I started looking at different ways to supplement my income and kind of came across digital marketing. Okay, the door is locked. The kids are there. We're good. You might hear some background noise. That is the 4 kids playing there. I'm going to let you guys take some space here for a second. I'm just going to tell them I'm on a call here, and I'll be right back with you.
Okay.
No worries.
You guys can chat in the comments for a second.
Lewis is a busy man, if you can see. And he also owned a junk removal business. So that's pretty cool. We'll ask him about that. I want to know how long he's been doing SEO for, how long he's been building websites. Me and the JoJo, we do everything on our own. So we like to learn stuff, but he can give us some knowledge of tips and tricks how to do it yourself. So yeah, you're back. Hey,
yeah,
you weren't gone.
I'm back.
He also mentioned, one of the biggest reasons why people go into business for themselves is so they have freedom. They have freedom to raise their family and do the things that are really important to them and not have a, 9 to 5 control how they live their life. So that's awesome that you did that.
So yeah, that's the fruit of why we did it. So I graduated. I went, full-time working for a company I'd been working for all through university doing mechanical engineering. It was a really cool job. I got to build like apparatus and aftermarket parts for vehicles so that people who are paralyzed could still drive a vehicle. So it's called like hand control. So they can push for brake and pull for accelerator. And then we were doing, different things to hook up to like amputees, limbs and things like that. So it was really fun. Got to use 3D printers, got to do a lot of cool manufacturing. But in the process, our son was born, and August 1st of 2019, I bought my first SEO course, an agency course. And it worked really well for me in my mind because I had the contracting background and, I liked learning things. And so I dove in and I actually started building my own websites and ranking them and then, renting the leads out to contractors. And then, started getting some clients that way. realized I liked working directly with people to build their brand a bit more than, doing it the renting the leads way. And then have just grown it since then. In 2021, started a junk removal company with a friend of mine from university. So I had a junk removal company reach out asking if I would do SEO locally. And I was like, yeah, we can crush it for you. At the time, there wasn't a crazy amount of competition. And I gave him a quote. I think I quoted him like $700 a month for SEO, which is, much lower than we do for our full packages now. And he was like, no, that's way too much. Like, you guys are out of your mind. And I looked at Ryan at the time and I was like, I think we could dominate this market, like with no problem. So we ended up getting a trailer, going through the struggles to get insurance, and hit the ground running in May of 2021, and grew it really fast. Like, I had an absolute blast. I really love marketing, whether it's SEO or the in the community stuff. Started a local podcast, started networking with people, doing giveaways on Facebook, that sort of thing, and learned a ton from people in the groups. I watched your guys' videos when we were going. Like, I was just like, okay, I know the digital side. Let's look at all the other stuff here. So I've really tried to combine that passion for both the digital and the off the wall stuff, I call it. The out in the community, boots on the ground stuff. So I did that for a full year and a bit in the junk removal company, and then I think at the time we had 2-3 kids, and the agency and the junk removal company. I said, I've got to focus on one thing. I guess 2 things. One, the family, and then the second one, the agency. So I let Ryan take the junk removal company and continued working with our agency clients that were in junk removal, and have continued doing that to this day. So that's kind of the snapshot story there.
That's great.
Now I'm wondering, how popular is it out there in Canada where you're at? I know 1-800 got junks out there, but our viewers, we have some out in Canada, but most of our viewers are in the United States. Like out here in Sonoma County, there's so many damn junk haulers. If you go to the next county over to Brentwood, it's Cocoa County, you'll see like 20 junk haulers at Home Depot waiting for business. These are guys that don't even have websites. I'm not talking about the guys that actually have a website and Google My Business. Like, it's crazy out here. Like, how is it out there in Canada?
Well, I can't speak for all of Canada. I'm not in Toronto or anything. So the city where I am it's like it flexes between 80 to 100K, depending on whether university is in session or in season. But since we started, there were like 3 main players when we started. There's probably 15 of them now.
Okay.
So in the last few years. So it's definitely, it's 1-800 started on the opposite side of the country. So, on the West Coast in Vancouver, I believe. It's definitely working its way across, but it's becoming more popular, and it's an easy thing people can pick up. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can start with a pickup truck, borrow your buddy's trailer, and you're pretty much in business, and you can start making money ASAP.
U-Haul truck, whatever it takes.
Yeah, you don't need $100,000 to start the business. You can just get started real fast. So JoJo got some questions for you.
Yeah, just a real basic one, because some people might not know. What is SEO for those people that don't know what that is, and why is it important?
So SEO, if we go back to SEO, is search engine optimization. And basically when someone is going on Google and looking for junk removal, the companies that show up first are the ones that have done the best job at optimizing their website or using search engine optimization. And so you want to be one of those people that shows up at the top, because the joke in SEO circles or in agency circles is the best place to bury a dead body is on the second page of Google. No one's looking there. No one scrolls down that far. So you want to get your Google business listing up there. You want to get your website showing up for the terms that people are looking for. So it's building out content. It's building the authority of your website. It's, posting to your Google business profile. We can go as deep as you want on that, but that's the basics of it.
Now, what's a few things people can start doing today to start ranking better? What's something someone can start doing ASAP?
Just on their own.
Everybody has to have a Google business profile. Even if you don't have a website, you can always build a Google business profile, set up a Facebook page, and link your Facebook page to your Google business profile to start. You can start, jumping into the community groups, giving away items that you get from jobs. So, you could even find something around your house and give it away and say, hey, we got this off a job, drop your comment down below and we'll pick a random winner. That's like, we did a lot of that when we got started. We did gift card giveaways. But I kind of digress here. So Google business profile, you have to start getting reviews there. And every single job that you do, especially when you're getting going, post it to your Google business profile. post it and talk about where you did the job and what you did. If you can get a picture of yourself, of your truck, you know, of a happy, smiling client, get a video review from them. You can post 30-second videos to the Google business profiles too. And they're actually, videos are doing really well on the business profiles. But if you can post every single job, one picture at least, while you're at the job or while you're just leaving, it's geolocated then, and it's, you know, activity on your business profile, and that's doing wonders for people who have been established forever or people who are just starting out. So you got to be on the business profile.
Yeah, one thing that I did back in the day when we first started was I recorded like a 15 to 20-second little thing with my customer, like, hey, how was our service? How'd you like working with Sonoma Strong Hauling? And people would say, oh, they were the best, 5 stars all the way. And I used to post them on Facebook all the time, and people love that too.
People love that. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And if they see other people liking and trusting them, it's a slam dunk for you.
So really, you did touch on what I feel is like the most important thing as far as SEO goes and people finding you, and that is having a Google business profile. But so many people think, well, I have that, but it's not working. The key is being active on it and consistent. So just because you have it, you know, that's not enough. You need to add pictures all the time, reviews, updates, and like you said, even little videos are really, really helping. So, I mean, if you don't get anything else out of this video, start doing those things, because you'll see a big increase in.
And the final, you kind of mentioned it there, but everywhere that Google gives you an opportunity in the business profile to add info, you can go through services, and every single thing that you do, you can list it there as a service and write a little paragraph underneath it. You can list products on there. You can fill out your hours. You know, I tell our clients and tell people, make your hours as long as you can, because let's say your hours are listed from 9 to 5. At 5:05, when someone goes to search junk removal, the companies that aren't open will not, you know, show up. Google wants the best experience for its searchers. So if you can, you know, extend your hours and commit to answering the phone until 9 p.m., you're going to show up longer and stand a better chance of being found when someone's looking.
Yeah, and that's
one thing that I do. We're open 24/7. Not saying that I'm gonna go knock the job out, but I want to be up there all the time. So if someone sees it, they're searching it, they can call me up, and I can at least book the job for the following day or later on in the week, and I can try to lock that job in.
Yeah, I would say most people that need junk removal, well, by the time they're able to sit down and look at their phones, it's, you know, it's after they get home from work and after dinner's been cooked, and it's sometimes you've given the kids their bath and tucked them in, and now you're on the couch. It's 8:30, and you're trying to find that junk removal company to come, you know, pick up your stuff and make an appointment. So you definitely want to be open.
Yeah, you and your partner are finally chatting about the day, and you're like, oh crap, you know, I didn't get that done on the weekend. We better get someone in to fix it.
Yeah. Lot of good tips. Hope people are listening to these, you know, great tips that are coming in. And also, once again, for people that don't know, what is a backlink, and what is a good strategy to acquire one?
Backlinks they're one of my favorite things in SEO, actually. I say it all the time. I'm always chatting with other agency owners about it. It's like finding Easter eggs on the internet. But essentially, a backlink is when another website links back to yours. So a good example of it that's easy for most people to visualize is if you get a write-up done in the newspaper, you know, in the digital newspaper, they're typically online now, and it links back to your website, that's a backlink. And every link back to your website is considered a vote in Google's eyes. Now, you can also go on Fiverr and you can buy 10,000 backlinks for $50. I'm talking about, you know, useful websites that link back to yours. So how can you get those? You can look, and anybody can message me. I can send you the search operators that you can use. But basically, you can look on Google and just look for directories in Sonoma County, local directories, or submit a business in Sonoma County. You can look for, like, there's military directories. So, you know, people that are ex-military or veterans, there's directories for those. Black-owned businesses, we were just doing that for a client today, going through and finding all the national Black-owned business directories. Pretty much anything that you can think of, there's a directory for it. And those are really easy to get. Local directories, and then, you know, specific niche directories. Local Junkers is a great directory everybody should be on. John Aguirre has that. Those are all backlinks. You can create a little profile in there. It's free to do. You can put a description, what you do, where you do it, add some pictures. Those are the simplest ones to do. Chambers of commerce are a backlink, usually a really powerful backlink. You do typically have to pay for them, but some of them are, in the range of $200 a year, which is actually quite cheap for a quality backlink. You can, try and get some PR, like I mentioned at the beginning. If you do anything, notable, you can actually reach out to the newspapers and get them to feature you in, an article. And that's really good brand recognition for Google, as well as a backlink to your website. So there's a few simple ways to get it.
Now, you said you can buy them off of Fiverr. Now, is there any bad backlinks that you can get? I heard some people saying something about porn backlinks and all this other kind of stuff before. So I really don't know much about that. So
I'm glad you made that distinction. Yeah. So when I mentioned Fiverr, that was kind of a derogatory mention, like, because people are like, oh, I can buy backlinks. Because we're running a Black Friday deal for backlinks right now. And the question comes up, well, why are yours so expensive? It's like, well, it actually takes time to go out and make relationships and do it. On Fiverr, typically they're very low quality backlinks. They're foreign backlinks. They might be poor topical relevance. So they're just nothing related at all to your industry. Or they're like completely geographically irrelevant. Like they're a Russian backlink or an Indian backlink, nothing against those countries. But when Google's looking at it, why would someone in Russia be linking back to Sonoma, to a company in Sonoma? So typically I've tried a ton of backlinks on Fiverr because, I wanted to prove it wrong. There's a couple that I've found that are good, but for the most part, it's really risky. It's not necessarily going to hurt your site, but it's certainly not going to help. And in some cases it can hurt.
So are you saying they should be niche related or in your community? Like,
so there's kind of three things. So the topic relevance, that would be niche related, the geographical relevance, and then what was the third thing that I was going to say? It skipped my mind right now. But topical and geographical are really, really key. So anything in the States, if you can get linking back to you, anything in home service, that's kind of a broad topic that relates to junk removal. Those are really key things to see. And then authority as well. So if it's a news site, typically they're very authoritative, and Google really pays attention to them.
Now, I got a question. How do you measure how good you're ranking? Like, I know there's a heat map for Google My Business. You can kind of check it out that way, but with like websites and like how do you check that? How do you measure that?
There's a few different ways. If you're trying to do it free, a lot of people are searching their business all the time. And rightly so. You're going on your website, you're checking it out, you're checking out your Google business profile. What Google is going to then do is it's going to start to learn that, when you type in, the first few letters of your name, it's going to auto suggest it. It's going to show the thing that you most recently visited. So if you're trying to look at it yourself, try and go on like a desktop or someone else's phone and do it on an incognito browser. Just open an incognito tab or a window on your computer, and then try searching for, a general term like junk removal in Sonoma County or something like that. That's the kind of layman's way to do it. There are some other tracking tools out there that you can use. SEMrush has a free trial. Mangles has a free trial, I think. Keywords Everywhere does some tracking. SE Ranking does some of those as well. But just getting different people to search as well. You can even put a poll on Facebook like, hey, I'm trying to see where I show up. Can you type in this keyword and tell me where I show up? And then you get some more traffic to your website too, because everybody's looking for it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was on SEMrush yesterday and I was checking out my website, and we get a lot of organic traffic on there, like a lot. And I was checking some other people out, and they have more backlinks than us, but they're not getting the traffic. And I'm wondering, why aren't they getting the traffic even though they have all the backlinks? Is it because, like, what's the reason why?
So Google looks at a lot of things. Backlinks and content are the thing that a lot of agencies talk to you about. But you guys have done a really good job on YouTube. Google owns YouTube, and every video you do, you link back to your website. So there's traffic just from everything that you've got going on YouTube, but there's also a brand mention. Like Google, if you really get scientific about it, Google's looking at entities. So every time your name, like it's tried to make a map of everything that relates to Sonoma Strong, everything that relates to Matt, to JoJo. And it's always trying to map, where do all these things go together and how do they relate? So if you get mentioned on Facebook, if you guys are posting on Facebook and get a lot of traction, that's a mention of your brand, of your name that's connected to your brand. If you're getting a lot of traction on a YouTube video, that's again, authority in Google's eyes. So it might not be direct traffic from YouTube or Facebook, but it's seeing that as authority. So it's a backlink without being trackable, as a typical backlink.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I know one thing for sure is a lot of subscribers, they'll go and watch our videos, and the next
Yeah,
thing they're doing, they want to check out our website and check
yeah,
out our Google My Business, and they want to check everything out. Sometimes they even call me up like, "Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to call you. I was checking out your website." I was like,
yeah.
"All
They
right,
click it by
that's
mistake.
all good."
But people hanging out on your website and taking a peek around, that's a good thing. Google looks at it just, in a very sterile way, and it says, okay, someone's finding something useful, they're seeing it, they're hanging out on the website, and it monitors all that, and that all plays towards how you rank. There's like 200, plus things that go into ranking. We often make it sound super simplistic, like, oh, get your content right and your backlinks right. But if you really look at it in the broad picture, there's a lot there.
There's a lot to it. Yeah. So Monica ask, do YouTube Shorts count for Google SEO?
Again, I think it comes back to context. Are you getting traction on the shorts? Are you mentioning, what you do and where you do it? Are you mentioning your brand and linking back to it? It definitely is not going to hurt your SEO. Is it
Right.
the most valuable thing for you to be doing right now? I think it depends. I would try and everywhere that you can show up online, whether you do a podcast guest appearance, whether you can get mentioned in the news, whether you do some YouTube videos and stuff, that's all beneficial. Social media is very good as well. Like Google is paying attention to how active you are as a brand on Facebook too, and you can actually link that to your Google business profile, in the social media link too. So it's trying to pay attention to all of this and get a sense of where you stand, in the digital hierarchy, basically.
Yeah, and I'll give Monica. Oh, they're a great couple. They have their own YouTube channel, so you can check it out and
Nice. I'll,
subscribe.
I'll subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah. So we met them at the Junk Expo, and they're super nice. Just a tip from me is on your regular videos, on all your videos, even the shorts, but on a regular video, I would put your link to your website in your description in all the videos. And I would even do a video that says, hey, we did some updates on our website. Click on the link in the description and check it out. Let us know what you think. That just to try to get traffic going to your website and letting people, typically if you're inviting people to go check it out, then they're going to hop on there and they might like look around, especially if you have a lot of content, a lot of pictures. And I can't stress enough of how important it is to have like good quality pictures and reasons for people to stay on your multiple pages, and reason for people to stay on your website.
And not pictures of trash. A few of them's cool, but not a bunch of pictures that are just trash, 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 trash. You want pictures of yourself in front of your vehicle, your truck, smiling, looking like, hey, I want to work with these people. People want to see a face, like you said earlier. They want to see a face.
Yeah, I like to say the only people that care about pictures of trash are all the people in the junk hauling group. So we're like, oh, there's money, but nobody else pays attention to that.
Yeah, it's funny how many times people say, oh, you look like the same person on your website. And I'm like, because I am.
Yeah, we'll show up. They're like, it's really you guys. I see it's you guys. It's really funny. It's kind of cute. No Limit Hauling says, do you recommend when you start your business to purchase these type of situations, or would you recommend to put organic work and build your I think he meant brand, and earn it? I'll answer it really quick. Is when you're first starting out, I kind of suggest trying all these things, and if you don't know how to do them, to learn and really try your best to implement just really good strategies and putting in all the work on all the free platforms. I feel it's super important as far as an organic reach over time. So doing it this way will take time. It won't happen overnight, but it will be very beneficial for your business in the long run. That's my answer.
I 100% agree. You could go out. I think they might be referring to buying backlinks. You can do that, but I wouldn't recommend that when you get started. You've got more time than you have money typically when you're getting going, and you can reach out. We didn't touch on this, but you could reach out to your plumbing friend, to your realtor friend, and say, hey, I'd love to write a quick article for you that you can put on your website. That's the 5 things to do to clean out your house before a showing. Then you could have at the bottom there, call No Limit Hauling and Junk Removal if you need help doing this. But you list out useful things for people. The realtor then puts it on their website. It's helpful for them because now they have some more content that's useful for their clients, and they're linking back to your website. It's a win for everybody. So you get a local backlink, it's relevant to you. And you can do that. You can think about that for any type of business, a tree company, HVAC company, anything that you can think of a local business. There's a way you can tie that together and a way that you can get a backlink from them.
That's good.
So I got a question. So I know there's a lot of SEO companies out there, people that build websites. Like, what's a red flag for a company that is not doing their job or just in it for the money and not in it to really help the people? Just kind of like scamming people, just taking their money, maybe going through someone in another country, getting it done super cheap. Like, what's some red flags?
Red flag number one for someone doing websites is if you do not have in writing somewhere that you own the website, that's a red flag. If you try and leave them to go with someone else, you're probably not going to be able to take your website. I see that so often. You also need to make sure that you retain ownership of your domain. There was a guy who went to another agency. They said, oh, we need access to your domain. And turns out he went to come over to work with us. He had to pay $2,000 to get his domain back. Unreal. And I know a lot of people that haven't been able to bring their websites with them when they go. And so I say it's like if you get a plumber in to install your toilet or replace something in your bathroom, are they going to take the toilet when they go? No, you gotta use it, right? So the same with your website. If you do not have ownership of it and don't know that you have ownership of it, find out, because you could be in for a world of hurt and wasted money down the line. That's a big one. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, so maybe you can just say it out loud or put it in a comment, but how can people get in touch with you if they're wanting website help or they just don't want to do their own website and they want to hire somebody to do it?
For sure. Yeah. So you can find me, Louis Vandervalk, on Facebook. I'm pretty active on there. You can go to our website, bluecrocus.ca or .com. We've got both domains. But even if you're not sure if we can help you, I've got a 15-minute calendar. You can reach out. I'll hop on there for 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and at least give you something that you can do on your own. Because again, a lot of people have more time than they have money, and you can go implement that and then come back a year or two down the line when it makes more sense to work with us. But it's no cost to jump on. I love chatting with people. It's what fires me up. But that's a great way to see what we do, see if it's a fit, and then take away some tips there.
Right. That's great. Good to know. Really nice that you take the time to do call. People call us all the time, and we enjoy talking to them.
Fun, right?
And they're surprised. Oh, you answer the phone and you talk. But I like that. Like, that's great. It's good.
It's gratifying that the content you're putting out is helping someone, and then it's like, hey, this is awesome. Let's give them that extra nudge to help them over the edge, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. They'll call me up during working hours, like, hey, I watch your videos. How you doing? I can't believe you answered the phone. I'm like, hey, I got a couch in my hand right now. Can you call me after hours?
Yeah, we do prefer the calls in the late afternoon, early evening.
Yeah, you got to make that money with the Julio, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah, for sure.
See, how do you approach site audits? What tools do you use to kind of see what a person would even need with their website?
So we use Search Atlas or Ahrefs is the two tools that I use the most. I used to use SEMrush in the agency, but we switched to Ahrefs. They're both pretty similar. SEMrush does an excellent audit. Ahrefs does an excellent audit. And then Google Search Console is a great way to do it too. I missed saying this at the beginning, but if you do set up a website, make sure that you set up Google Search Console. It's a free tool that Google provides, and it gives you so much data on what people are searching for, what pages are indexed, that sort of thing. So you definitely want to do that. But yeah, those are the tools that we use for audits. And then I'm looking at it, just from a user perspective, how many pages do you have? A lot of people think that, hey, I'm going to put up a website and say junk removal and it's going to rank. Well, Google doesn't rank websites. It ranks pages. So you've got like 100 different services inside junk removal that you can put out, mattress removal, electronics removal, yard debris, play sets, anything like that. You can build a page for each one of those things, and that will benefit you for sure. So looking at all of that stuff.
So I was checking out, seeing what keywords people use to find Sonoma Strong Hauling to find our business. And I thought for sure like junk removal would be like number 2. It was Sonoma Strong Hauling. And then after that, it was trash hauling. I was like, trash hauling, trash haulers, then junk removal. I'm like, damn. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's really interesting and different. It's interesting to look at different clients across the country because it's like kind of sneaker and tennis shoe. Like different people call it different things in different areas of the country too.
Yeah, my buddy in Solano County, I was checking his thing out, and his was junk removal, but it was like, it's
Yeah.
crazy over here. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So Antonio says he just started junk removal. When should I start advertising? Should have already started doing
Tonight,
that.
right now. Get off of YouTube and start advertising right now.
The reason why we say that is, and a lot of people forget, but when you start a business, no one knows who you are. No, zero. Like, no, maybe your mom and your brother or something, but you're a brand new business. So you're starting like ground zero. So you have to advertise. So, wear your shirts everywhere, pass out business cards, go to other local businesses, always introduce yourself, let people know what you do, brand your business and what you do, and plaster yourself all over social media. Just be everywhere. You want to become, I tell people, become a celebrity in your area. Everybody should know who you are and what you do. So
100%.
And you might want to do some jobs for free at first and trade them for reviews. So it might sound like, oh, I don't want to work for free. If it's a single item pickup, go pick it up and let them know. Leave me a review. Reviews go a long, long way. We have almost 500 reviews. We got 2 today. We got 4 yesterday. I've been using autopilot lately, and I feel like I'm getting more reviews now. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. No, you can't tell too many people what you do. My standing desk is freaking out here. You can't tell too many people what you do. When we got started, we were like 6 months into it, and my neighbors I told all our neighbors, I'd drop door hangers off at everybody just on our street. And then I see them, getting someone else. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm not marketing enough. Because I reminded them, I'm like, hey, Paul, we do junk removal. He's like, oh crap, I forgot. It's like, well, guess we got to market more. So you really can't market more. You should market way more than you think you should. And people, do it until people get tired of you, or at least think about that mentality, because a lot of people are scared to get out there and talk about it.
And I think that's one thing that people do. They're lazy. A lot of people are lazy in this type of business, and they're wondering why their phone's not ringing. Like, my phone's not ringing. Someone took my job. I can't get no business. And I'll ask them, like, what are you doing? Like, what do you do? Like, I just wait for my phone to ring. You wait for your phone to ring. You got to make that phone ring. I'll ask them, where's your vehicle parked at right now? It's in my driveway. I said, ain't no one going to hit you up. Go park that vehicle at Home Depot, at Walmart, in a busy intersection. You got to get out there and get on the hustle. Yeah. Shit ain't going to fall in your lap. You got to, like you said, you got to advertise as much as possible. And just until people are sick of seeing you. Like, we go to Starbucks sometimes and people are like, hey, you're the people on Facebook. We see all the time on Facebook. I walked to Walmart by our house. Like, hey, you're the Facebook guy, the trash guy. I said, yeah.
Guy on Facebook. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Facebook is a great avenue when you're getting started. Jump into those community groups, become active, give value, give things away. It's so valuable.
Yeah. So we have, No Limit says, do you think accumulating so many Google reviews and clients using keywords in your reviews will rank you high in a Google search, such as SEO? Yes, it will.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, the more keywords you can get, the more reviews you can get. Google sees it as activity, and it actually, if you look at and search different keywords, it will start showing the businesses that have those keywords in the reviews sometimes. And it'll actually show you the reviews from people that use that service in their review.
Yeah, it's great. How do you stay updated on the latest trends and algorithms when they change in SEO?
Oh, it's, I'm in a few masterminds, a few communities there. Google also puts out some algorithm updates. You kind of have to parse through the techno speak a little bit, but often they're trying to make things better for the end user. And if you keep that in mind, SEO that worked 12 years ago, if you're doing it for the user, and SEO that's going to work next year, if you're doing it with the user in mind, it's going to continue working. So you can do all these flashbang things and do all these cool things that everybody's hawking as the latest thing for SEO. But at the end of the day, is it useful? Is it, informative? Is it something that actually helps people and actually builds real authority? Use those as your measuring stick, and you'll do well. But yeah, I'm in a lot of different things here, and there's information all the time. Every day it seems there's a new update.
That's good. Good.
So how many clients do you have right now, if you want to say, how many do you work with right now?
So right now we've done over 400 websites, and we have 60 monthly clients.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good. You're doing great.
I got to feed the 4 kids.
And you must eat a lot of food, I guess.
Yeah.
So we have a question. I offered a small discount for booking online. Does that count as SEO? Does it help with ranking, offering online booking?
I can answer that if you want. So I don't know if it directly helps your SEO, the discount itself, but you can leverage these discounts. And I actually was thinking of this in backlinking and didn't get to it. So when Matt asked what, backlinking things can you do, you can go on go online and search for alumni discount directories, government employee discount directories. The city often has discount directories, and you can list your website there using that discount. So 10%, 5%. We've gotten some really solid .gov and .edu backlinks from like government sites and university websites by finding a place where they basically have a lot of local businesses listed that do a alumni or student discount. We put our clients in there, and you can do that. So John, you can take that and run with that discount idea and use it in some of those directories. So that will directly affect your SEO for sure.
Now, let's say you're a new business and you want to start ranking on the first page on Google, and your Google My Business maybe on the third page or whatever, fourth page. Like, what's the best way to start ranking it? Is it get your reviews up real fast and start adding a bunch of photos? Like, what would be the best way to do that?
The easiest thing to control is the pictures. I mentioned that right at the start, like adding the pictures with what you did and where you did it. So, hey, we're here with Sally. We just cleaned out her garage in Sonoma County, or we're in LA and we just did this attic clean out, or whatever the case may be. Adding pictures consistently from every job and posting them from the job or as you're just driving away, that's huge. The second would be reviews. And I think the foundation for all of that would be, have you filled out all the information on your listing? And is the information on your listing consistent with the information on your website if you have one? The hours, the name of the business, all the services that you offer. Do your website and Google Business Listing match with that data? That's really important. They're different entities and they rank with different factors, but Google is looking at them and saying, okay, are you saying different things for hours on your website than you are on your business profile, than you are on your Facebook page? Make sure all those things match up. But the activity that you can do, Google Business reviews, and the pictures are huge for someone when you're getting going. And you can go around your house and take pictures of stuff in your house too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I noticed too is a lot of people, they want to go check people's websites out before they hire you. Like, I have people on Facebook hit me up and they want to actually check out my website and read everything, make sure that we donate, we recycle. So I know it's real important to have a website. And a lot of guys that post on Craigslist and do it that way, or just have their vehicles parked on the side of the road, they don't have a website. So they're leaving money on the table not having a website. So it's so important to have a website and look legit, because these people want to know who's coming to their house.
I agree. I've got a few case studies of that. So we've had probably 5 clients come in from different industries who are really well known in their community. They had a great Google business listing. They had great Facebook presence, a really crappy website. Or no website at all. They got I think 3 of them were just a single page website. It looked really professional. We built it out for them. And it wasn't necessarily that the website ranked, but now all that traffic from social media and their Google business profile, they were clicking in to see, okay, cool. I see lots of reviews, but what's this company about? It was converting. They got leads. Like, they paid the website back in the first day, like 3 out of the 5 of them, because they were converting leads off that website that they'd been getting no leads before. Really fun to watch, but it does cement that fact there that a website is important.
Yeah. A load runner says, so we want to extend our business hours now. Would like to extend or go 24 hours like Matt. But once I changed hours, our Google went offline for a few days. Do you think editing will affect our Google My Business?
It can. Again, you want to make sure that they are consistent everywhere. That's going to be less likely to be an issue. So if you're concerned about it, I would change it on your website and your Facebook and everywhere that your business is listed, and then change it on your business profile, because Google's like, okay, cool. This is the last one to be updated. If it does go down, Alan Bearden is fantastic at getting listings back. He's who I refer even our clients sometimes, because it takes some time and some finagling with Google. But there is a guy in our back pocket that we can use, Alan. You can reach out to him on Facebook or get in touch with me and I can connect you. But it's not the end of the world. It certainly sucks when it goes down, but we can get it back.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. I just have one more question. Do you have something?
No, I don't. I learned a lot of stuff today.
Yeah, this was great. This was so informative. I love
This
it.
was fun, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew more than I thought I knew. I didn't. Yeah.
What would you say is people's biggest mistake that you see them make? What are their typical mistakes?
Not brushing their teeth. Well, if it's SEO, I would say, man, there's so many angles this could go. I think people are scared to market themselves, or they're lazy, like Matt said earlier. I think that goes to everything in business. If you're not, picking up the phone and dialing the people right away, if you're not answering calls when they come in, we can get you all the leads. You can get yourself all the leads you want. But if you're not answering immediately or calling them back or have some sort of missed call text back, you're losing those jobs. So that's a big mistake. The second one that kind of comes to mind is the fear of taking videos. And it's, you guys have crushed this, but like even just simple videos, sit down in your office, get a really simple tripod here. Here's like a $5 one I got on Amazon. Shoot a video of, what does junk removal mean? What does it mean when I call you guys? Shoot some quick videos, put them on your website. What is mattress removal? How does that process work? How can you get rid of hazardous materials? How long do I have to wait after I call you guys? Those sorts of things. Answer those questions that people have, put them on YouTube. You have potential to rank them on YouTube. Also put them on Facebook, share them in the community groups, and put them on your website. You've now got 24/7 salespeople in the form of you digitally out there in a video that, is awesome. And some people are like, oh, I don't like myself on video. Well, people have to see the same you. Yeah, nobody does. But people have to see the same you when you show up to a quote. So like it's you and people are already seeing you. So put it in video. And I think we all have 100 bad videos in us. I think Alex Hormozy said that. You're going to suck and you're going to look back at those videos and be like, man, that was awful. But
yeah, we do that for sure. We do that.
Yeah, if you go back, right? It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, because we were both kind of nervous when we started, and
it's really nerve-wracking.
Things that you typically do is you say guys a million times and then you'll get over that. Sometimes you just don't like how you sound or how you look, or you just feel dumb because you're talking to a camera, but you just pretend people are there, and it gets better, much, much better the more you do it. And if we didn't overcome any of those, like this feels weird, oh, I don't want to do this, it's kind of like, no, we wouldn't have like Sonoma Strong Hauling and Junk Removal YouTube channel. And that has opened up so many,
It's funny that you say that too. Like, people, don't be nervous about making videos. Just make them. I remember I made a video probably about a year ago, and it was me and Julio were cleaning out an apartment complex. And for like the first 3 minutes of the video, he did not let me know I had a booger in my nose. Like, you can see it. It was just hanging there. There's a booger. You can help see. I'm like talking, hey guys, how's it going? Matt with Sonoma Strong Hall, and yeah, today we're over here at apartment complex. We did the whole video the whole day. I was like, fuck, Julio, I had a booger in my nose. I just posted it. I didn't even care. We're going to post it. Let it go. So there's a video out there with a booger in my nose for like the first 3 minutes.
Here's a prize for the person.
If you can find it.
No, I remember the first time, like, it's really uncomfortable. I was super uncomfortable. I would sweat on podcasts. Like when I was interviewing people, I'd just be like dumping sweat. I remember my first video coming out from a Chamber of Commerce thing when I just started the business. I'm holding the camera like down here, so I'm like looking up my nose, like terrible camera angle, and I still have it on Facebook. It shows up every year, and I'm like, man, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Now, is there any questions you have for us or for the audience or anything, or what?
Well, I wanted to know how long you guys have been doing videos. I know I can look it up on YouTube here, but you've put in the reps. You've definitely got your 100 bad videos out of you.
Oh, we got more than that. We got about 500 bad videos out
there. Because we started the YouTube channel just to advertise for free, because it was a free platform. So if you go back to the very, very first one, it's pretty much just, hi, this is Matthew Vick. If you have junk, just call my number.
It's been 5 years. 5 years going strong. We haven't gave up yet. So we're gonna eventually, the goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers, and I would do it. I don't care if I'm walking with a cane and JoJo's pushing me on.
100,000.
We'll have 100,000 one day. We're at like,
you guys are almost halfway there.
Yeah, almost halfway there.
Yeah. I just looked it up. Yeah, oldest video was 5 years ago, and you did an awesome job, titling it with what you're doing and locating it in Sonoma County. It's a big deal. People, don't sleep on these free platforms.
The worst thing I did was the thumbnails. I had no idea how important thumbnails were. It was just like a was a black background with some yellow writing. That was it. That was my thumbnail. I'm like, oh, JoJo, we got 2 views. I was like, I think it was you. I think it was me, the views.
Yeah, you learn as you go, right?
Yeah.
It's all such a learning experience. And one thing that we have come to notice, and we didn't even think about this when we started, but you're leaving a legacy. You know, like when our grandkids can like, oh, that's when they started their business, and that's when Sonoma Strong Hauling began, and you know, look how young Matt and JoJo are. 20 years from now.
Yeah. A question I did have was, what are you guys seeing as like the biggest mistakes people make, and what are you seeing as the most effective things right now?
So I would say the biggest mistakes I see new junk haulers do is they're too cheap. A lot of them don't understand, hey, you're making your gross is this, but that don't mean nothing. I seen you make a post earlier today. It don't matter how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep at the end of the year. I think it's really important. A lot of guys are running around doing jobs super cheap, and they think they're making $400, but really after the dump fee, the labor fee, you're running around, insurance, they're not making that much money. So being too cheap. Now, I was a cheap guy in the very beginning. I was doing stuff super cheap. I want to make $100 off each job or whatever it was. And I thought I was doing it. But guess what? I left a lot of cash on the table. And then the second one is, biggest mistake I would say is not looking professional, not having your vehicles wrapped and not showing up in uniform. And then I would say also growing too fast, not letting the market tell you when to grow. A lot of people see that money coming in, they think it's all good, and then they go buy a bunch of vehicles, and all of a sudden they got a bunch of employees, and they're hitting Matt, Vic, and the JoJo up, wondering why the business is not doing that good. Well, you got a lot of overhead, so you got to let the market tell you when to grow. I'll say those are a few big mistakes I think junk haulers make.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah. Well, I was just going to kind of say, I think people always kind of start off cheap, too cheap. And one of the reasons I think they do that is because it's your first time to own a business. And you see that you can make $100 an hour. And that sounds like really, really good money.
Sounds ludicrous.
Because you left a job where you were making 20 or 25, so 100, but you learn as you go. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I got taxes. I got a dump fee. I have gas for the car. And now I have to have this insurance. Like once you realize that and you see that you're not really making a profit, well, some people will just quit and they'll say, well, that didn't work. Yeah. And then other people will get smart and they'll be like, well, I got to up my prices. I got to charge, I got to know what my job's going to cost me to do so I can like charge the right amount of money to be profitable. So I think that just takes time, trial and error.
It takes confidence too, right? Like you got to prove to yourself you can make your first 10K a month. And then it's like, okay, I can do this. Now, what if I did the same number of jobs and did 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I 100% agree too. I think a lot of people give up on themselves too quick. They don't really go in and give it 120%. They're just in it halfway. They're not trying to advertise every single day. They want to do jobs whenever they want to do it instead of just trying to get these people on the team. Because you know how much a lifetime customer for junk removal is. It can be anywhere from like 3 to 5, 10 grand. You never know if their parents are going to pass away or they're going to move to Texas. You just never know. So I think a lot of people are just lazy. And I see it in the junk groups all the time. People complaining about the saturation or about these YouTubers or about people taking their jobs or that job was never your job from the beginning. If you want to make it in this business, you got to have hustle. You got to have hustle. You got to be a go-getter and you got to stand out from the crowd. If you can't do that, you might as well go work a 9-to-5 job somewhere else. I'm just keeping it real. If you're going to sit there and complain, every once in a while, I'll get a phone call from someone saying, stop making videos. Stop making videos. I'm like, keep watching the videos.
Yeah.
So there's haters out there. You just got to out hustle. There's so much business out there. It's like The bread aisle. There's so many different brands of bread that you can choose from. There's so many people that build websites. There's so many companies that
Do landscaping.
do landscaping. It's just, I mean, there's more landscapers than there is junk haulers.
Junk removal is a really young industry, actually. Like if you look at roofing, like everyone's like, oh, junk removal is so saturated. Look at roofing. It's way harder to get into roofing. You got to buy all this stuff, and it's so competitive. It's way more competitive than junk removal. It's
real estate out here. Realtors, it's crazy. Oh my, there's like 3,000 realtors in Sonoma County. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
This like just cutthroat. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to say, JoJo?
No, we covered a lot of great things, and I think people got a lot of value out of today's live.
Now, where can people find you at? I know you got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. I've got Facebook, Louis Vandervalk on Facebook, Blue Crocus Solutions. If you just search that, you'll see our website. But yeah, and you search my name. I'm the only Louis Vandervalk out there on the internet with an English first name and a Dutch last name. So it works pretty well for my SEO personally.
Now, how tall are you?
I'm 6'8".
6'8".
Yeah.
So you make me look like a little midget then, pretty much.
Yeah. So that cardboard cutout actually was like a life-size cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
Right on. Right on. Well, that's it, guys. Hopefully you like this video. And if you have any questions, give either Matt and JoJo a call or give Louis a call.
Yeah, for sure.
And with that being said, enjoy the rest of your night. Get out there and start making some money. And don't be a lazy sack. I'm not going to say it. All right. We'll catch you on the next one.
I agree with Matt.
Bye.